Heads.
Or tails.
Come on, let me through. Heads.
Or tails.
Heads. Told you.
I
I never find that as satisfying as I'd imagined.
Chin up. There's always next time.
I suppose there is.
Oh, hello guys, and welcome to the first episode of Kang Plays. This is still just kind of a test video. I'm trying out a new intro, trying out actually having just kind of a piece that I can put on the front of my videos so that my videos actually stand out from most people's subscriptions, and I wanted to also try out some video feature like actually showing my face instead of just showing gameplay, but unfortunately the video software that I currently have lags terribly between voice and actual video display, so unfortunately I had to nip that in the bud. Sorry I haven't uploaded anything in a while. It just turns out that I really didn't have the time. On top of that, like I said, I was trying out the video software and that backfired completely, and I wasted like a good week waiting for that stuff to come through the mail. And on top of that, I haven't got too much time to spend alone because I still do live with my parents, and I don't want them to think I'm going insane, and I don't think they understand the concept of commentary, so when I'm in my room just recording these, they think I'm talking to myself, and I really don't need to give them more reasons to send me to the loony bin, to be honest. that's the long and short of it. So I haven't had much time to actually do personal recordings of this. I can't do these late at night. I kind of have to do it midday, and luckily an opportune moment just happened to show up today. So that is why I'm doing this commentary. But this time I wanted to talk about Bioshock Infinite. Like I said, I was planning to do this about 2 weeks ago. Like I beat the game on I'd say the Thursday the game came out. Fantastic game, by the way. Easily a 9 out of 10. Definitely a candidate for Game of the Year coming around this year. And I just kind of wanted to discuss it. I'm a little late, and I know that a lot of people have kind of already had discussions involving the spoilers of the game, how exactly it plays, and how exactly it runs. But frankly, why not just add to the pot? Later on, I'm not sure if I'll be trying to cover current events, because as you can probably tell by this video, I'm not that good at staying current. I'm typically falling behind by a week or so, or not, and I kind of like to get a thorough knowledge of a game before I even begin to talk about it. So it's very unlikely that I'll just review something or look at something the day of, or even within like the first week that it comes out, even if I get it the first week. Like this week Injustice came out, and I'm excited for it, but I genuinely haven't bought it yet because I'm busy looking at all the other videos of other people playing it, and I want to see how exactly the game turns out before I actually put some money into it, because I'm actually I'm having a few money problems right now. I'm not completely broke or anything, it's just there are more important things to buy than video games, and I also have a back catalog that I'll probably play, and, you know, if I actually have the opportunity to, I might be uploading more gameplay videos, who knows, or more commentaries of it. I do want to start actually putting commentary on all of my videos, though, instead of just uploading raw gameplay footage, like I did with the Anarchy Reigns, which, while I feel was a good series, I just kind of feel that I just recorded it and uploaded it, and I'd actually rather do much smaller videos. Like right now I have myself on a timer, actually set it so that I don't go past 10 minutes. At 10 minutes it will cut off, and I do want to keep it to something that short, or within like the 10 to 20 to 30 minute range, for two reasons. One, I realize people lose interest after about like 5 minutes. They stop caring unless you actually get something to draw them in, which I realize this video I'm still explaining myself, and it's about 3 to 4 minutes in. My bad. Don't care though. You can click another video like I give a shit. I'll be getting better at this. Don't worry. I'll be getting a little bit better at this. And the other reason is that my computer it records in different formats than is actually acceptable for YouTube. So I end up having to take my video, edit my own video, reformat it, which takes ages because my computer was bought in 2007, and to kind of add on to that, it wasn't even a high-end computer back in 2007. Like, it was just something I bought for school. it was easily about like $400 back then. So you can kind of imagine the software that I'm currently running with and that I'm currently using. Like, for example, the media software that I have that records my gameplay footage is literally 2.5 versions behind what the current version of it is, and I just don't have the money or there's kind of the availability to just update whenever I can, so I'm currently stuck using some old software, ridiculously old computer. So I don't want to try to format something that's literally like an hour to 2 hours long in the video. My computer can't handle it, and the last time I tried, I wasted a good 48 hours waiting and had it just stop at around like 47% of formatting and just cop out on me. Which, that's... I genuinely can't do that anymore. It was actually supposed to be a Bioshock Infinite just full playthrough. I just kind of combined all 12 hours into a piece of gameplay footage and was just going to upload it. But yeah, like I said, that backfired. And I'm not planning to upload it in increments. I'm kind of done with that because the long processing times just take way too fucking long. But yeah, this time I did want to talk about Bioshock Infinite. I realized that about 5.5 minutes have passed. I might be doing another Bioshock Infinite video later on where I actually get more into the topics of, well, just specific things in Bioshock. I think I might cover like what I like about the game or the things I tried to experiment with. Like, going through the entire series, I played more with Vigors. Like, there are two things you can kind of upgrade because you never have enough money for everything. You can either try to upgrade your guns, like you can upgrade the shotguns, the pistols, the rocket launchers, the repeaters, everything that you find in the environment, or you can choose to actually upload your vigors, which are pretty much just consider them like magic spells, where, you know, you can suddenly cast fire, freeze something, shock it, or just shock it into staying in place, or using like a giant tide of water to bring them towards you, and they're just kind of things of that kind. They enter the world of mysticism. I chose to focus a little bit more on vigors because I realize those will always be with you at all times, whereas if you upgrade a gun and suddenly you lack ammo for that gun, the upgrades for it are completely useless. Well, you can argue that, oh hey, well, when you run out of salts, you kind of can't cast vigors anymore. Salts are a fuck ton easier to find than bullets, especially since there are about like 20 different ammo types in the environment, but there's only one salt, bitch. And that's the truth of it. So I chose to go with that, and on my second playthrough, I tried to be a little bit more gun-centric. I don't particularly... I wouldn't say I don't enjoy it, but the gunplay is not exactly Bioshock Infinite's strong suit. It's kind of one of the reasons I'd give it more of a 9 out of 10 than a 10 out of 10. Also, the ending's a little bit illogical, despite the fact that it's dramatic. Yes, it's dramatic and breathtaking, and the writing's great, and oh my gosh, it deserves an Emmy. Dad, stop it. And, like, I can't like an ending unless it's actually logical, and that one just kind of, it does it well, but then after the fantasy fades off, you're like, hey, wait a minute, I've been had. And that was kind of just one of my main issues, the gunplay. I also think there was a bit too much backtracking and during like the latter half of the game, and it took way too long for them to introduce a lot of the variety amongst like the larger, more dangerous enemies. Like, you genuinely don't run into the Boys of Silence, which were like this huge advertising thing that they did before the game came out. Like, they did an advertisement of all these, like, heavy hitters of the Handyman and the Siren and the Motorized Patriot and the Boys of Silence. They kind of had a separate video, and they scheduled it, and they had everybody waiting in anticipation for these people to announce them, and then suddenly when you play them in the game, you literally only find them in, like, one fucking location. And then, if you know how to take them on, they're not even a threat. Like, I watched my friend play Bioshock Infinite. He went to the graveyard, and he had the fucking toughest time fighting the Siren. And then, while I remember just going immediately to the graveyard and just knocking that entire fight out in like 20 seconds because I wasn't having any of that shit. And also, vigors help you beat the crap out of the Siren much more than guns, so that also gave me a nice little benefit. So I mean, like, this thing that they hyped up to be like outrageously awesome, I pretty much knocked it out like it was Glass Joe and Punch-Out, and I kind of felt a little bit underwhelmed about that. I would like to discuss the ending, but I'd kind of like this video to remain a bit spoiler-free. Maybe when I do something later on, I'll just kind of discuss the ending and go into funny things that I found interesting in the game, like the Lutesses. Oh man, I love the Lutesses so much. They're the biggest fucking trolls I can possibly imagine. It took me way too long to realize the importance of that heads or tails flip, and also the initial boat ride there. Just I love the Lutesses. They're easily my favorite characters of the year, and you didn't even get to play as them, and they didn't even actually do anything to your game travels, and it's so fun seeing them. I do hope that one of the DLC expansions actually focuses on them. But yeah, I'd love to in a later video just kind of cover some topics that I find a little bit more interesting. Or that I can just focus on a topic in specific instead of just kind of looking at a broad general feel to it. By the way, once again, this is just a test video. Looks like my 10 minutes is almost up. So this is Michael Kangaroo Lewis signing off. Hope you enjoyed listening.
Beware, Prophet. Beware the false shepherd Booker DeWitt, for he shall be as a wall between her and destiny.
Why?
DeWitt, I'm a fool. I've sent mighty armies to stop you. I've rained fire on you from above. I did all of that to keep you from her, when all I needed was to tell her the truth. Ask him, child. Ask him what happened to your finger